So today we're pitting ourselves up against top of the league Manchester United, who are not just top of the league, but they've won 4 of the past 5 league titles. So they're pretty much the best team in the world right now. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. 2 games for you. We are away to Manchester United and then we've got West Brom at home. West Brom sitting 3rd in the league though, so they're not going to be a pushover at all. Since you were last here then, when we lost to Stoke 5-2, or Chase Dingleheimer lost to Stoke 5-2, and then the Tactical Dog got a 2-1 win against Watford, we have not been in a good run of form. So the last game we won was actually a dog that won it for us, which is a bit unfortunate. A 1-1 draw with Sunderland there was a pretty unfortunate game. I think we probably should have done better in that game. Really deserved a lot more. We then played very, very well against Liverpool. We parked the bus, basically. Sergio Aguero scoring the first goal there to put us ahead before they scored just after half-time. But we held on in the second half to get a nice 1-1 draw away from home at Liverpool, which was great. We then played at home to Manchester City and got absolutely annihilated, basically. Nathan Ake scoring perhaps one of the weirdest own goals I've ever seen. I'll show you it now. So yeah, this is the highlight leading to their goal. Nathan Ake on the ball, under pressure, tries to play it to Keane, but then Keane can't really do much getting forward, so we win the ball back. Nathan Ake, all he has to do is just clear the ball. What a goal. What an absolute goal that is. A decent strike, to be fair, from Ake. Ederson let it in the back of his net, but as Aguero was on the pitch, Chase Dingleheimer did suggest to me match fixing once again was at play there, so that's interesting. And then last time out, we had a very, very unfortunate 2-1 loss to Everton. This is the game we should have won. We definitely should have won it. We shouldn't have given away a penalty, and they scored after the allotted time for extra time was given in the first half. So we should have won that game 1-0, I think. Unfortunately, we had 2 men sent off at the end of the game, so I was not happy. We finished with 9 men, so that's my excuse for not winning that, basically. But Cameron Borthwick-Jackson came on to make his debut, and he got himself sent off. So don't expect to see him ever again, because we should have known from the Cardiff 1 game, 6.4 rating in the Championship. We should have known from that it was going to be awful. But no, we spent 2.2 million on a false scout report saying he was better than he actually is, and he's now played 1 game on a 6.3, which is quite high considering how bad he was in that game. So things haven't been great. If we look at the league table though, it does put us in 16th, so we're not in that relegation zone yet. However, we are only 2 points clear of it, and I think by the end of today's episode we'll probably find ourselves in there, because as you can see, Man United sitting in 1st. West Brom actually dropped down from 3rd to 5th, but that's because they've got a game in hand on other teams, so expect to see them back in 3rd, for example. Other teams, Arsenal being a surprising one, down in 11th right now still, I suppose, but other than that, nothing too irregular about this league table, I don't think. Also, this isn't just a game against Manchester United, it's a game against our rivals. And you want to know why it's our rivals? It's because my relationships say so. If we look on here, Jose Mourinho is apparently my rival. Not entirely sure how or why he's got to that position, but Jose Mourinho is my rival. So that means that Lincoln v Manchester United is a huge rivalry. So I'm expecting a sellout stadium today at Old Trafford. And fingers crossed we can upset the odds and get 3 points and finally get ourselves back to winning ways. Otherwise, it won't be a win in 5 games, which is unfortunate. Due to a lot of injuries and suspensions, and actually I've got loads of players in on trial right now. None of them are particularly that good. We've offered a contract to this guy. Yeah, we've offered a contract to this guy on the grounds that he looks pretty decent and has a decent amount of potential. And he's young, 23 as well. So also plays international football, so should be able to get a work permit. But I can imagine it's going to come back and say he's not played in enough international games recently. He can't get a work permit. So it's not too bad, but he's a player that I'm sort of looking to think for the future on this guy. There is another guy that I'd love to get in. Which one is he? I can't remember his name now. I reckon it could have been this guy. However, he's a very, very good winger, a right-sided winger, which is exactly what we need. International player for Kosovo. However, I don't think we can offer him a contract because we walked away last time. He wanted £63,000 a week, which is not what he's going to be given. So he's not going to come into the side, unfortunately. What this does mean is that Darlow starts in goal today, ever present this season. Goes back Garcia, Williams and Pascanu start as that back line because Jan Valery is suspended, unfortunately. Declan Rice comes into that CDM because Liam Coyle is injured, but Byers and De Silva stay in the middle. Mason Mount today starting as our attacking midfielder, mainly because when we pair him up with either of these two, they have a bad relationship and don't play well together. So I think if we put him in that attacking midfield position, he's too good not to be using him aside. But if these two play well with each other, they put him in the middle. Mason Mount too good not to use. So we're going to start him today instead of Vlad Dragomir, and then Chuma and Alore starting up front because they're the only decent strikers we've got. We've got Aguero, but he's just getting down and worse, and he's not very happy with me really. He doesn't really like me too much after that match fixing, and ignore his pace of 5. He's got good technical stats, but everything else not the best. So he's on the bench for a reason, basically. Right then, let's get in to today's game. Calmly, we're just going to say we've got nothing to lose here. Chummer game confidence, no one else really cares. Morale is starting to get down as we haven't won for a little while now. We'll kick off the game though, and hopefully we'll cause a huge upset against Manchester United. However, I'm not very confident. After being battered by Man City, and they are probably the second best team in Britain after Manchester United, so I'm not particularly confident really. When we got battered by Man City as well, we play the 5 at the back formation. Coincidentally, we also played that formation against Stoke and got battered, so perhaps 5 at the back isn't the way to go. So we've decided to go back for Diamond. That worked ever so well for us last season, so we have to give it a chance, basically. We have to give it a chance. We have to also settle on a formation, I think because we keep rotating formations and changing things up a little bit, that's not helping the players either sort of get into a rhythm each game. So I think if we sort of try and stick with this formation for now, I reckon it could work well for us. And it's working well already, actually, to be fair. Man United have had no shots yet. We've had 2. One of them is on target as well. So this is already a very, very positive game, actually. I'll tell you what, if it wants to end highlightless as well, as it has been so far, that would be even better, because that guarantees a draw if there's no highlights. Now, there finally is a highlight now, unfortunately, and it's going Manchester United's way as Pogba gets himself on the ball. Lukaku looking to try and get the first shot on the board for Manchester United, but he's been tackled, and now Alare loses possession, but well done Pascanu. He gets the ball back, but now Rashford's been put forward. Lukaku on the edge of the area, trying to get himself forward. Azpilicueta now puts the ball in. Garcia with a great clearance there, but it goes straight back to Azpilicueta, who's back on the ball once again, puts it in. We've given away a penalty once again. Pascanu giving it away, and now who's taking it? This is Lukaku. We played so well this first half, and now they've had a lucky penalty and scored their first shot of the game. They've only had the one shot, and it's been a penalty. That shows how poor Manchester United have been today. We deserve better than this. Right, well, half-time. We've been very, very unlucky this game. I'm going to say to them calmly, you have been unlucky so far. They've all gained confidence, so hopefully in the second half we'll demolish Manchester United, basically. I mean, we've not really improved from this first half. They've had 7 shots to our 2 shots, so they're getting into the game now. We are clearly not really doing much, to be fair. Let's look at the tactics. What can we change in the tactics right now? Do we need to get a bit wider? Is that what I'm starting to think? Do we need to get a bit wider? Do we bring Alore out on that wide, bring Mount out, bring Chummer more central, and then we bring on... we can't bring wide men on because we only got the classic because Brad Yeo is cup-tied. Cup-tied, is that the word to use? I don't think it's the right word to use. He can't play because United are his parent club. So we'll put Mount on as an attacking inside forward, and we'll bring Lacasic on. This is just... I mean, we're bringing on League 2 quality players in Lacasic, but it's the only ones we've got, and we have to change something up slightly. So this is what we're doing right now. If it works, though, I'm a genius, and Lacasic is perhaps the best young player in the world. However, something tells me Rashford's going to go and score. Let's see, there we go. Lukaku makes it 2-0 to United, and my great tactical change hasn't quite worked out for us. January cannot come soon enough. Soon as January comes in, and we've got that 39 million from the new board to spend, all of that is being spent on a new team, basically, because the team is so small. We've got such a small squad, and there's nothing we can really do to change things up. Like, we're so rigid now in what we can and can't do, so we have to get some players in as this guy comes forward. What an awful shot that is. Is that the best you can do? Well, it doesn't matter though, because they are 2-0 up, so it doesn't matter if it's the best they can do, they're winning. Josh De Silva though plays out to Pascanu, Williams plays it forward, and now Lacasic on the ball, gets himself tackled though, and that is why we need a better right winger, basically. He's allowed to come on as a substitute late on in games, which is fine, but we can't have him there as our first choice player to be playing on that right hand side basically. João Felix makes it 3-0 to Manchester United and is just sort of finishing us off basically. Unfortunately, today has not gone to plan, and my great old rival is going to get the bragging rights today, which I'm not a huge fan of, because he's going to be slating me in the press, saying how much of an idiot I am. Man United 3, Lincoln 0, unfortunately. We'll go aggressive, far from pleased with that result, which is probably the wrong thing to say, because I said don't worry about the result today, there's no pressure. Only 2 players have been badly affected by that, so that's not too bad, to be fair. We go on then to West Bromwich Albion at home, which is a bit better than playing away, but once again I don't think a result is going to go our way. Well, I've been told to hold a team meeting, which is never particularly goes well too much. Apparently they're all happy to see the club performing well in the league though, so this is where I want to say we've been doing okay. Maybe we've been doing okay. I reckon we should say keep our heads up. We've had a bit of a blip, but it's important to rally together. We can all stay up. And everyone has actually agreed with me there. That's exactly the reaction I was looking for. Well done, boys. Oh my God, look at that morale. Look at that morale. It's all gone up. All of a sudden now, everyone's got the confidence in themselves to go and beat West Brom. Even George Byers, who's only a Championship player now, he sort of drops between Premier League and Championship, which is why we've got Mason Mountain, really, but he can't play in the middle. So George Byers is the man to go for right now, but unfortunately right now he's been called a Championship player, but he's got the confidence now to take on West Brom and win, which is the most important thing right now. Unfortunately, the chap we wanted to get in, the Azerbaijani, can't get a work permit despite playing a lot of international football, so looks like we're still going to be without another striker basically. We've got Birmingham, a fellow Premier League side in the FA Cup. Why can't we have like Chelmsford or something like that? That would be nice. Why couldn't we get someone easy to play? But no, we get bloody Birmingham. So as you can see, we've got lots of left backs being scouted. Unfortunately, as you can see here, none of them any good whatsoever. The star ratings are poor, the numbers are poor. This is really, really not good at all. We need to get a good left back in January, but it's not going to happen right now. Basically, not going to happen. We'll scout these guys as well, but confidence is not at an all-time high right now in terms of myself. The team very happy with themselves after that team talk, but personally, I'm worried. Only 2 changes to the side then for the game against West Brom. Liam Coyle comes back in despite being slightly injured still. He can play at least an hour's football according to our physio, so we'll play him for an hour, and then Jan Valery comes back in as right back because he's finally back from his suspension, which is good. These 2 have played fairly poorly apparently, so that's not good at all, is it? But at least our midfield have played well together. They can now have to play with each other pretty nicely, and so do our strikers. But I think we have to look somewhere else in January to try and get another partner for Garcia, because we can't not play Garcia, because look how good he is basically. So it may have to be Roshan Williams that is going to falter along the way somewhere, but he's a decent player as well, so it's an issue. But we have to look and get more players in January basically. Everywhere it needs bolstering, so January is going to be a busy time. Right, well, we're being polite and letting West Brom kick off this game today. Hopefully we can get the win. They lost actually the other day, so they're down in 7th in the table now, so they're on a bit of a slightly bad run of form, whereas we're in a very bad run of form. But hopefully we can get the better of them today at home. The fans will get behind us, all 12,000 of them, and we can really, really try and cement ourselves as the best team in the Lincoln West Brom area, which isn't a thing. I don't know why I've said that. I've literally just made that up. It doesn't matter though, because they're coming forward now and they've just hit the post, so already it's looking like West Brom are the better side so far. Interestingly though, a few of their players playing for them are players that have signed for them over us in summer. Their goalkeeper Pozovec came from somewhere in Italy, I can't remember now. We tried to sign him, but that didn't work out. It was Willis goes to score a goal, which is very nice. Well done, Willis. That puts us down to 17th. Does that put us in the relegation zone or just outside? I think it's just outside it still. Just outside it still, but another goal conceded and we go below Sunderland basically. So today could be the day that we go into the relegation zone, unfortunately for us. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know where we're going wrong, basically. We're using the same formation right now that worked so well for us last time. We're still on control, which could be an issue. We're still on control. We try to control these games still, as they've gone and scored another one within 20 minutes, so great. Goes back once again, picking up a yellow card. His 7th of the season already. I mean, he's got to get a yellow card nearly every other game right now. So, again, left back is a huge priority for January when it comes around. Mason Mount apparently just pulled his hamstring. So, He's not actually got the injury, so I'm not too fussed about it. But then again, he's on a 6.2, so perhaps we'll take him off at half-time for Vlad Dragomir. Hopefully that might change things around for us. Right, we'll go assertively. We owe West Brom after the last match, apparently. I don't know when we played them last, but apparently we do. And we'll also bring on Vlad Dragomir for Mason Mount, see if that makes a difference at all. Don't have huge confidence that it will, but it's something at least, something to change. Gersbach now putting the ball towards Chummer. Chummer into Alore. And Alore right from kickoff. I almost missed it because I was getting my laptop charged then to put myself on charge. But I just got back in time to see us grab a goal there. So we're finally getting ourselves back into this now. If we can just grab one more goal, I'll be very, very happy with the draw, especially when we're 2-0 down. Alore, though, has come off injured. So we're going to have to bring on old man Sergio to come on now as a, not a target man because he's tiny. We'll bring him on as a trequartista on attack, see if that makes any difference at all. To be fair, we are fighting our way back into this game now. 7 shots to 7 shots. We could do this. We're actually the better side right now. I mean, the scoreline says otherwise, but in terms of stats, I reckon we are slightly edging it in terms of being the better side now. Unfortunately, though, West Brom just have that slight better quality than us, and they can do that little bit more magic that we can't do, as they've nearly scored another one. Darlow there keeping us in this game basically with that save. Their corner coming in now. It's put into the area, and it's not put into the area. It's put quite out far to Broadbent, who cuts inside. He's gone and scored it, hasn't he? It's Gersbach. Bloody Gersbach. He's literally the worst signing we have made. Literally the worst signing we have made ever. I want to click on him. Let me click on him. Right. Form. I mean, he had a 6.8 2 games in a row. He had a 7.4 one game, to be fair to, and a 7.2. Other than that, though, recently, woeful. Absolutely woeful. He scored another own goal. I reckon he could be one of our club's top goal scorers for own goals ever. He scored at least 3 this season, I think. Definitely 2, maybe 3. It's just getting frustrating. That is the word. It's frustrating more than anything else. Right, well, Gersbach throws in the ball to Chummer, and that is it. Full time. Lincoln 1, West Brom 3. And I'm going to say to the boys unlucky out there, actually. Unlucky boys. They've gained confidence from that at least. Alora's out for a couple of weeks, which is not good at all because we need him desperately. We're going to have to switch to a one-strike system, I think, at some point. Well, that does leave us 18th in the table now in the relegation zone by a point, so that isn't good at all. If we look at the schedule then, when are we next going to... Oh, that's not good, is it? 4 losses in a row. We've also got Tottenham and Chelsea next, so don't expect us to turn those red dots into yellow dots or green dots anytime soon. I think next time we're going to be here... How many games is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I reckon next time we do Arsenal and Crystal Palace then. We'll play those 6 league games and that cup game, and then Arsenal and Crystal Palace in the middle of January, so hopefully we'll do some business then, and you can see a bit of business going on. So that is probably the next time you're going to be seeing us. Well, if you've enjoyed today's episode, despite losing 3-0 and 3-1 respectively, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here to see if we can actually survive the Premier League, because right now it's not looking too great. And I'll see you tomorrow for some more Lincoln Loco action.